Okay, quick interlude before I actually start the video. I will be reacting to iwintoloose mavuika's early release video. I have been watching iwintoloose Genshin channel for many years since Genshin Impact started, and I really love his content. So if you just want to see iwintoloose breakdown of the actual video without my reaction, his link to his video would be in the description. Just click the link and go right there. He is a fantastic YouTuber. He makes guides for literally every gacha game out there. I think or all the really big gacha games out there, he makes guides for them. He's super awesome. So please check out iwintoloose video. All right, with that said, let's head to the video. Let's use
Hello and welcome to my channel.
I like to watch iwintoloose gaming. I love his channel. Love his channel. Love it down.
iwintoloose Gaming. Today, we are here to take a look at a sneak peek at Mavuika, the upcoming Pyro Archive.
My sexy baby.
Version 5.
My sexy baby.
This video was filmed on the early access server and is not indicative of the final product. There may be some changes on release, so be sure to check the comments down below to see if there are any.
Bruh, is she just gonna be doing it round and round and round like that?
Include a high-level overview of her kit, 13 different teams, a detailed breakdown on her exploration capabilities, and my first impressions on Mavuika.
Ooh.
So starting off, let's take a quick look at one of her idle animations where she just busts out this motorcycle and just chills on it. Now, I'm gonna have to be honest, I think she might be power creeping Shilinen in terms of the chillin' type of vibes. And we can even see her actually going Super Saiyan here. Why are we here of all places? Well, we're gonna take a look at one of the most important parts of any character's kit, and that is how good are they at taking out pigeons? So, this is going to be my first time really trying this, but we're going to go ahead and... Come on. Get him! Okay. And yes, in case you're not aware, she has a giant motorcycle which she utilizes to attack her enemies. Actually, I'm curious. Oh my gosh, you can run them over too! Now, why did I start here in Mondstadt of all places? Because, well, you know, we can take a look at her exploration outside of Natlan, where obviously she's very overpowered for exploration in Natlan. But what about outside of Natlan as well? Let's go ahead and try to cross the water here. So you can see her motorcycle can actually ride on the water.
Oh, wow.
But it can also glide in midair like that. And
Oh, wow.
It's just enough juice to cross roughly this body of water. And
Wow.
let's see how good she is at climbing walls real quick. We
Oh,
got
wow.
a pristine wall for her to climb. Oh my goodness, okay. Now you all have got to see this. I dove into the specifics of her exploration capabilities, focused on when she's actually outside of Natlan, and the results actually surprised me.
Okay.
All of these tests were done with Anima Resonance. As we
Okay.
can see, even outside Natlan, her regular movement on a motorcycle rivals that of a Constellation 1 Yelan.
Oh.
And while Yelan needs 20 seconds to recharge 2 of her charges, Mavuika's motorcycle has a 15-second cooldown. And Mavuika
Okay.
is also able to dash on her motorcycle, going much faster at the cost of a much shorter duration.
Oh.
Phlogiston or her burst, it only lasts for a measly 3.88 seconds.
Oh.
However, with Mavuika's elemental burst, because her night soul points don't decrease for 7-ish seconds, she's able to go at maximum speed for 10-ish seconds.
Okay.
But regardless, raging through the streets of Teyvat on a flaming motorcycle doing wheelies is just incredibly satisfying.
Alright, so exploration is going to be so fucking fun. Exploration is going to be freaking fun.
1.75 seconds. While climbing lasts the shortest, it goes up an incredible amount of distance for how fast it is, and its climbing duration is reset if you make it to a ledge.
The fact that she can fly,
climb up areas with multiple ledges.
the fact that she can freaking fly, climb the wall.
You can pretty much just ride around on her motorcycle nearly as much as you want, along with the fact that she also shortens Night Soul transmission cooldown as well. But
Oh.
all that exploration is fine and dandy, but that's probably not why you clicked on this video. We're also going to take a look at what her kit can do.
Okay.
So So she has kind of two main playstyles, with the first one being just more of an off-field DPS character or damage character. You
Okay.
just press her elemental skill, and you'll see that the orbital strikes are just hitting all the enemies around her.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not doing anything, and she's pretty much essentially already cleared
Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. Wow.
attacks onto her.
17,000,
So she's gonna keep
19,000
range.
off field. Off field, guys. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
So she has kind of two main playstyles, with the first one being just more of an off-field DPS character or damage character.
Okay.
You just press her elemental skill, and you'll see that the orbital strikes are just hitting all the enemies around her.
Che.
I mean, I'm not doing anything.
She's
and
literally
pretty
like
much
stronger.
essentially already
Apparently,
cleared
she's
that first
stronger
wave.
like than
Of course,
Arlecchino.
Of course, now she's going to keep the ring for a decent amount of time. And there we go. Like, she can just keep orbital striking the enemy.
Okay.
And each strike, which hits, I believe, every 2 seconds, does indeed apply pyro.
I love
That
it.
is absolutely great for those off-field.
Oh my god, that is all I wanted. That is literally all I wanted. An off-field pyro application. Off-field pyro application.
Kind of an off-field support playstyle. You just literally pop her skill, and then she will just apply pyro all around.
Oh
you.
my god.
The range on it isn't like insane or anything. Like if we use it here, we can see that now it's hitting the enemy, right? But now it's not. So we got to scoot it a bit closer. That's about the range roughly. It's about that much.
Okay, the range is
Pretty
not
solid
very,
range, but
very
definitely
wide.
Not like, you know.
But I think it doesn't matter because when you're trying to do vape,
around her motorcycle.
okay, her range is not very, very wide, but I think it doesn't really matter because either way, when you're trying to vape or anything like that, you are going to be close to the enemy. You're not going to be far off. You are going to be close to the enemy, and if she can still hit everybody within like a close cycle, bruh, that is freaking amazing. That is freaking. I was just looking for a pyro character that can apply pyro off field that doesn't need ER. Shangling, bye bye. Bye, Shangling.
Where she is now essentially an on-field main DPS character, with these being her basic attacks. You can see her just slamming the motorcycle onto her enemies. And while she's in this motorcycle mode, she has multiple different forms of attacks, like these crazy, crazy wheelies, which is her charged attack.
Whoa.
While she's in motorcycle mode.
Whoa.
And she can even do crazy things like this. with
Yo.
her dash
Yo.
into plunge
That is
attack
crazy.
as well. Now, of course, we burned through her Night Soul points really, really fast, so that's why the motorcycle state didn't last as long. But you
Okay.
can see some pretty crazy things.
Oh my
you can
god,
do
playing
on
her
the
with
motorcycle. But
if you play her with Xianyun, you can just like keep freaking plunging attacking. But apparently the plunge attack, like you said, burns through the phlogiston or whatever they call that stuff very, very fast. But still. Although I don't really like that her basic attack is the motorcycle. I wish her basic attack was more like with her great sword. I want to see Night Soul points. I want to see her do more of her fight more with the great sword rather than just the motorcycle. It kind of feels awkward with a motorcycle just slamming down on the floor, right? That's how I feel. So I kind of wish like she fought with her great sword more. Although when you're fighting with the big sword, what is the big sword called again? I just keep calling it the big sword. When you're fighting with the big sword, your attack is usually slower. People that use the bigger sword, their attack is usually slower. The claymore, the claymore. When you're fighting with the claymore, your attack is slower than when you're just fighting with a regular sword.
let's be real here, that's not where her true power lies. Her true power lies with her elemental burst, which essentially super massively enhances her motorcycle mode. So her elemental burst, she has this epic animation.
Oh my god, insane!
Just like that, the red just spline is cooked. Now the way that mavuika works is that she actually does not utilize energy at all in order to get her elemental burst, which clearly you can see turns her
If this is
into
not a miracle, a character that doesn't need ER, a character that doesn't need ER, guys, this is insane. Is this not a freaking miracle? She doesn't use ER? Bruh, I am freaking stoked here. Oh my god.
or a main DPS character. In order for her to actually gain energy,
No, I have been saying it for a while that this character is gonna be game breaking. I've been saying it.
are being spent in order for this her elemental burst to get charged. A character like Shionin.
Okay, wait, I missed that. I actually missed that.
Utilize energy at all in order to get her elemental burst, which clearly you can see turns her into an absolute menace for a main DPS character. In order for her to actually gain energy, she and her teammates can spend nice soul points, where now you can see that the nice soul points are being spent in order for this her elemental burst to get charged. A character like Shionin will very, very quickly charge up mavuika's elemental burst. We can see that just like that,
wow,
is basically full after mavuika spent her.
Wow, 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 wow.
But we're gonna need a few more.
But he keeps showing her butt.
200 fighting spirit, with each night soul point spent leading to 1 fighting spirit. Mavuika can use her burst at 100 night soul points, which amplifies her burst's multiplier and her motorcycle's normal and charged attack multipliers. And of course, she can use her burst at 200 fighting spirit to maximize the damage that she does during her 7-second burst duration. Also, Mavuika provides a decent amount of bonus damage to the character that's on field based on how much fighting spirit she spent. In this example, we can see that Milani's first shark bite went up from 394,601 damage to 435,072 damage, which is definitely a non-negligible boost to Milani's damage.
Wow.
Fortunately, Mavuika actually consumes 80 to 90 night soul points herself over the course of her rotation, and normal attacks from the party generate 1.5 night soul points each, meaning that Mavuika can still be used to limited effectiveness on teams without other Natlan characters.
Wait.
Spirit. With each night soul point spent leading to 1 fighting spirit, Mavuika can use her burst.
Okay, spend 5 night soul point. How would you know? How would you know how many night soul points you've spent? How would you know? Like, how can you count how many night soul points you've spent? Like, okay, 100-ish is like half of her whatever, like, okay, how would you know how much night soul points?
At 100 night soul points, which amplifies her burst's multiplier and her motorcycle's normal and charged attack multipliers. And of course, she can use her burst at 200 fighting spirit to maximize the damage that she does during her 7-second burst duration. Also, Mavuika provides a decent amount of bonus damage to the character that's on field based on how much fighting spirit she spent. In this example, we can see that Milani's first shark bite went up from 394,601 damage to 435,072 damage, which is definitely a non-negligible boost.
So I'm guessing the way you would want to do a rotation. No, she doesn't need Shilomen. She doesn't need Shilomen because any Natlan character can give her the points. She doesn't need Shilomen. Shilomen just would make it super fast, but she doesn't need that. But I'm guessing the rotation you would do would be like, you do her burst, then you do her skill, right? You do her burst, she consumes some points, then you do her skill, and then you switch to either your vape team or your Kenichi team. That is either Molani or Kenichi, and that would just be the rotation. That would literally just be the rotation. That's insane. That is so insane. That is freaking insane.
Molani's damage. Fortunately, Mavuika actually consumes 80 to 90 night soul points herself over the course of her rotation, and normal attacks from the party generate 1.5 night soul points each, meaning that Mavuika can still be used to limited effectiveness on teams without other Natlan characters. But needless to say, clearly she's going to be best with other Natlan characters.
Okay.
Let's take a quick look at what a C0R1 Mavuika team can do. So this is definitely going to be, in my opinion, one of her better teams that you can possibly use with her. But we're going to Shilinen, and now we have Lolly as well,
Oh
who
my god.
enables a few pretty nasty melts. But
Oh my god.
the boss is already done, and
Wait a damn minute. Was
yeah,
that up to a
a
million?
pretty nasty melt. Better teams that you can possibly use with her. But we're going to Shilinen, and now we have Lolly as well, who enables a few pretty nasty melts. As you can see, the boss is already done, and yeah. But I realized I was at world level 8, so I bumped it up to world level 9. All 13 of these following showcases were done at C0R1 and are mainly to demonstrate team synergies. Starting off with what I
C0
believe
and...
will be one of Mavuika's strongest teams.
Dude,
Mavuika
this is
and
insane.
Shilonen and Sitlali. As we can see, she's able to output an initial huge 1 million damage nuke, followed by a 296,000 damage melt on her charged attack. And well, the rest is history. This team specifically
Bro,
is likely
bro,
one of the
what?
strongest C0R1 teams in the entire game, as it's able to finally abuse forward melt and output multiple huge melts. Now, whether
What?
you don't have Shilinen or don't plan to pull Silali, well, starting with if you don't have Shilinen.
Okay, if you don't have Shilonet, what is it gonna be like? Bruh, is that not even more damage? 300?
Damage perspective, Sucrose's damage buffs are actually quite competitive. However, this team does have the minor drawback of not being at a full 200 fighting spirit for the next rotation. But honestly, this team is quite competitive to the previous team. Needless to say, you can also use Kazuha instead of Sucrose if you need more grouping, but as we can see, replacing Shilinen with someone like Sucrose is incredibly viable.
And she's just there chilling on the bike. She's just there chilling on the bike. She is just there chilling on the bike like she did not just do 1 million bursts, 300,000 freaking melts. This is absolute insanity. What? Okay. Let's say this is crazy. This is crazy.
Rina in place of Silali to enable vapes while also providing massive damage buffs. However, reverse vape is only a 1.5x multiplier in comparison to forward melt.
Oh my god.
0.0x multiplier.
Oh my god, look at the vapes.
Vaping Mavuika's damage.
Okay, obviously Melt has the highest damage in the game. Melt has the highest damage in the game, right? But look at the vape. It's literally like Melt then vape. Look at the fucking vapes, bro.
This team is still an incredible team, and don't worry, we will also take a look at what it's like to not have either Sitlali or Shilinen a bit further down. And the next two teams are similar in that they just focus on raw pyro damage.
Raw pyro, okay, let's see raw pyro damage.
This is a mono pyro damage team that benefits from Xiangling's buffs.
Oh my god.
Fun fact, Xiangling also increases the pyro damage dealt by her team, which obviously Mavuika benefits greatly from. As for this other variation, you can even use Archaic Petrogel Li for a much sturdier build and more personal damage for Mavuika. Now, I do think these two teams are a bit worse than the Vape or Melt teams.
Dude, it doesn't matter.
They are still extremely
you are seeing 100k hits. It doesn't matter what team you put because it's like the first two teams are just way overpowered, right? The first two teams are just way overpowered. But like the other teams are still better than anything. Because you're look at that mono pyro team, you're doing like 100k swirls, or you're like that is minus the burst. More than C2. No, I'm telling you, it's madness. More than C2 riding for a character that doesn't need ER. She doesn't need ER.
Well, at the very least, we can get rid of one of those circles, aka Bennett's circle. Fortunately, we can replace Bennett with someone like Kazuha, and well, the damage is certainly much lower than with Bennett, but this allows you the much needed flexibility
This
of
is
being
crazy.
able to move
Oh
around.
my God,
And at a certain point, more
230.
damage isn't always what you need, especially if mobility is what you're lacking. And here is one of the most
This
fun
is
and
C0.
yet
This is
colorful playstyles,
C0.
plunging motorcycle.
Okay, plunge attack. Let me see this shit. Oh, yeah, I was saying with Shen Yun, right? Oh Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. 300k
You'll
melts?
notice that the second plunge here didn't actually melt because apparently her plunge attacks have some sort of standard ICD. Still, as you
Oh
can
my
see, our
God.
pudgy mountain king
300k
friend
melts
here
is
didn't last
insane.
long at all, even against this suboptimal version.
Exactly. Exactly. By the time you calculate how much damage she does, by the time you calculate how much damage she does altogether, by the time it's up to 2 million, right? It's probably up to 2 million. By the time you calculate how much damage she freaking does, it can get up to 2 million. And this is not even with other damages you're doing, right? This is not with your team's damage, like your Sitlali's damage or your Mulani's damage. This is just her alone.
Fun plunge build. Alright, I've shown you how great Mavuika is with either Shilinin or Sitlali, but what if you have neither of them? Well, Mavuika can still absolutely be used with Bennett, Kachina, and a vape enabler like Yalan. Now you'll notice many different things in this clip, including that I'm actually using her normal attacks, which work reasonably well.
Oh my
and
God.
you can also see the issue with circle impact because the boss moved out of Bennett's circle, as well as we can see Mavuika getting knocked off of her motorcycle right after Mavuika's burst motorcycle ended. Mavuika does have super duper armor during her burst motorcycle stage, but in a regular
Wait. I wanna see the actual vape numbers. I wanna see the actual vape numbers with
many
Yelan.
different things in this clip, including that I'm actually using her normal attacks, which work reasonably well, and we can also see the issue with circle
82k,
impact because the boss moved out of Bennett's circle,
70.
as well as we can see Mavuika getting knocked off of her motorcycle.
Yeah, this is
right
not a
after
very
Mavuika's
efficient
burst
playstyle
motorcycle
though.
ended.
See, I
And
hate
she
this
does have
type of
super duper
playstyle.
armor.
I don't like the kind of playstyle where the characters are getting knocked around. I don't like it at all.
During her burst motorcycle stage, but in a regular motorcycle mode she doesn't have much super armor. We were also able to extend this rotation in her regular motorcycle stage to finish off our pudgy Mountain King friend.
Woo!
And finally, we have a pretty solid 4-star only team. Although
4-star
usually
only
this
team.
gets much better with Constellation 6s on all the 4 stars.
Exactly.
This is a Chevroose overloaded team.
Chevroose.
with Bennett,
I
Aurora,
know.
and Chevroose. And as we can see, we pretty much always want another Natlan character with Mavuika, especially main DPS.
Oh my
Mavuika,
God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And Chevroose are at Constellation 6 in this specific showcase, so do keep that in mind. But as we can see, with their Constellation,
I gotta farm. I gotta farm. I gotta farm. I gotta farm. I gotta farm like a madman. I literally gotta farm like a fucking madman
Let's
because.
also take a look at how good of an off-field pyro applicator Mavuika can be.
Okay, yeah.
with
This is
So
what I'm very
in this case,
interested
it's a
in.
pretty simple rotation. You just apply pyro or hydro, then you do a
Shilinen, then-
swirl into Mavuika's burst to provide the buff.
Okay.
Use her skill in order to have the off-field skill do damage like that.
Okay.
And just like that, you can see that Mavuika's orbital strikes are indeed able to apply enough pyro for Milani to very comfortably bait.
That is
Now,
what I
this
want.
is a bit more iffy in AoE scenarios, but it is still, overall pretty reasonable to pull off.
That is
Now,
that is all I
Mavuika
need.
is actually a really solid teammate, especially for Constellation 0 Nuvolette.
She works with
As you can see,
Nuvolette.
Mavuika
Nuvilette is always getting a fucking buff, bro. Why is Nuvilette every character they release buffing Nuvilette? Why the heck is every character they release buff Nuvilette, bro? It's like every buff, Nuvilette is buffed more.
is even able to enable 1 or 2, possibly even more vapes, depending on how you play. And yeah, personally, I actually really like her as a replacement for Furina, particularly for Constellation 0 Nuvolette.
Wow.
Of course, once you get Constellation 1 Nuvolette, I would still stick with the Nuvolette plus Furina combo.
Wow.
Now, unsurprisingly, Mavuika is going to be a great Scroll of the Hero of Center City support for a character like Kanish. because not only does she
Thank
provide you
you.
scroll.
Thank you. The reason why I do not play Kenichi is just because the team doesn't function as good as other teams, okay? That is literally the reason why I don't play him. If you use Deya, you're losing DPS. If you use Shangling, I do not like playing Shangling with her 400% ER needs and shit. I just hate that character. I don't like that character. But look at this.
But
Let's
she
see.
also provides her elemental burst bonus damage buff when she spends that fighting spirit.
Finally,
However,
I can
there
play
are some
Kenichi.
restrictions to this team, like for example, starting off with rotation, we're going to do something like this, and yeah, that it didn't crit, but also I think that robot chicken was still like in its elevated resistance state, but it doesn't matter. Look at how fast it died. So yeah, one restriction and issue with her supporting a
Okay.
burning team though is that it is very difficult after the first burning that is triggered on an enemy to have Mavuika trigger the burning again, and this is because Pyro will stay on the enemy burning the Dendro off, and therefore Mavuika herself won't be able to reapply the Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City after the first rotation. But
Oh,
nonetheless, this
that's
is still an
sad.
incredible improvement, especially against shorter fights or against just an enemy that'll die in one or two rotations. Mavuika, Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City, is a great addition. And we have one last quick off-field Mavuika showcase.
It's kind of sad though that she cannot apply a lot of burning. She applies way too much. She applies way too much pyro. So it's like you either have to one cycle the enemy. You either have to one cycle the enemy to be able to keep the burning on. So it's like I wish they fixed that. I wish there was a way to fix that to where, the burning can still be applied a lot more.
For a double pyro setup. Double pyro with Chaska works reasonably well, and either Seatlali or Furina are great options for the fourth slot, with Seatlali even enabling a massive melt from Mavuika's burst. Overall,
See?
Mavuika is an incredible teammate for Chaska as well.
Oh, the mother, okay?
Frankly speaking, I think Mavuika is power creep, but power creep done in a reasonable manner. She power creeps exploration from a jack-of-all-trades perspective, even outside of Natlan. Frankly, if I could have just one character to start with, it would be Mavuika, as she'll make so many challenging exploration segments trivial in comparison to any individual other character in the game. And from what I can see so far, she likely is one of the strongest Constellation Zero DPS characters in the game.
Oh.
And I forgot to mention that she also has super armor during her burst as well, so she's got that quality of life going for her too.
Yeah, so during her burst, she's not going to be kicked around like a fool. She's not going to be kicked around.
It's because of her shorter cooldown, lack of energy recharge required, and by providing a lot of bonus damage through her burst as well as the Cinder City.
Exactly. Get away, Shangling.
In a lot of teams,
yes,
require overwhelming amounts of pyro application. Although there are still many teams where Shangling is better, but Mavuika is certainly an upgrade in many different teams. Speaking of which, I have a feeling that even as DPS characters get better, Mavuika's off-field pyro application and being able to use the Cinder City along with her built-in bonus damage buff will stand the test of time, even when stronger DPS characters are released after her. Still, the amount that she power creeps isn't like an absurd amount at Constellation Zero, and in order to draw out her full potential, she definitely wants another Natlan character on her team, particularly Shilanin or Seatlali, as the two of them enable Mavuika to either be an absurd DPS as well as being a very powerful support core. But the one thing that she cannot power creep, and in fact is still beholden to, is the true Pyro Archon, Bennett. Now in my opinion, Mavuika is insanely fun. Well, the motorcycle definitely can be
Bennett remains supreme.
After getting used to it, frankly, I just can't get enough of it. There's just something cathartic about running your enemies.
No, she is the strongest DPS in the game already. She already power creeps Nuvilets. She already power creeps Nuvilets, so...
Other Genshin Impact characters. Mavuika actually has a lot of different combos, like plunge combos, dash cancel combos, and more, with each serving a different purpose, although admittingly for most situations, just making donuts with her charge attack seems to be the best option. Frankly, the complexity in their kit actually reminds me of what they do with Zenless Zone Zero characters. And, well, that's not the only thing that Zenless Zone Zero has inspired in her. And while I wasn't allowed to show any Abyss footage or frankly anything that wasn't in this video, I'll have the usual much more detailed Constellation Zero showcase as well as a full guide video shortly after her release.
Nice.
And on release day, I will be able to show you guys a full Constellation showcase video that you guys can enjoy. Let me know what you
Nice.
think about Mavuika down below and let me know what you think about her motorcycle. As
Oh.
always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is iwintoloose, signing out.
Oh my God. Oh
Seems to be
my
the best
God.
option. Frankly, the complexity in her kit actually reminds.
Okay. Okay. Ooh. Does she power creeps Alikino like yesterday? She power creeps Alikino. She power creeps Nuvilet. If I say she power creeps Nuvilet, then she power creeps Alikino. Okay? Nuvilet is stronger. So she's literally now number 1 DPS in the game, right? So it's like, whoo! Now, this doesn't mean your Nuvilet or your Alikino is not strong. Those characters are still extremely strong characters. Okay? She just tops them. Like if there is tier 0, she's 0. If there is tier 0.5, then Nuvilet and Alikino are 0.5s. Okay? So it's like the thing is that she solves an essential problem in pyro application. Before this, okay, only freaking Xiangling you have to count on to put pyro application off field. And Xiangling is just, I don't like that character because of the ER needs you need for Xiangling. So the fact that she can replace that, I wasn't even wanting her to be a DPS. That's the funny thing. The DPS is just so much bonus damage. But what I really wanted was an skill focused on-field, off-field pyro application. Someone that doesn't need ER and can just apply pyro from her skill. That is all I wanted from these characters' kits. And the fact that she can do that, I'm 100% happy. And then the fact that she has an insane amount of damage on top of that, that just makes the character just value just go up by a million. So I can't wait. I cannot wait to toss Xiangling to the fucking garbage. Like to the garbage. I can't wait to toss her ass out. Like never pulling out that character. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I am so freaking glad about this character. It's a very, at C0, this is a complete character, a well-made character at C0. Then what the heck is her constellations then? If she's like this at C0, then what is she at constellation? Like, what is her C1? And what is her C2? I don't get it. Like, is it like increasing the area of her? I don't even know. This shit is just crazy. Man, I wish everybody good pulls when this character comes. It's that exactly. It's like, what else can they give her constellation wise? What else can they give her? Like they really didn't have to give her all that stuff. Anyways, guys, you guys should watch iwintoloose. He's a great YouTuber. Great YouTuber. I watch all his guides and everything, so really love his review. Oh my god. No, that was insane. That was freaking insane. I am so excited. I am so excited. Oh Lord. Back to farming. Dude, that is insane. Like, that is actually insane. Like, they didn't have to give her all that. They didn't have to give her all that, bro.